Well, we've had an exciting few weeks since I've spoken to you all last. We have a new baby girl named Kara Elizabeth, and she is quite a joy to our lives. She's such a pleasant baby. She sleeps and eats, and that's pretty much it most days, outside of wanting to be held and cuddled. And so we're really enjoying these first weeks with her. And Garrett has adjusted quickly. He loves on her all the time. It's so cute to watch him come in the morning and just want to see her and give her kisses. And so yeah, God has blessed us with another beautiful baby and healthy baby, and we are so thankful for your prayers and just God. It's amazing giving this gift of life to us. And so Kara's doing great. She's growing, and she's quite petite, but she's growing quickly and is healthy. So we just thank God for that, and I look forward to getting to see you guys hopefully in December and in Georgia, and January in Missouri. So we weren't sure we were going to come home this year, but it's worked out again for us to come. So you'll all get to see how much Garrett has grown and get to see baby Kara. So that's going to be, we're looking forward to that time and seeing everyone again. It's been such a blessing to be able to come home and see everyone these past few years. That's really been a big encouragement to us. So we look forward to that trip again. Things here are going well. Things are just moving right along. We have a very full schedule over the next few months. Discipleship School is on right now, and thankfully we have a young couple, John and Sarah Wilson, that ultimately they're looking at going to Uganda, but right now they're helping us here for a few years, and they've just been a huge blessing, and through friendship and just their work here has already made a big impact. And so they're helping us lead the DTS, and they'll be taking the group on outreach, which they're praying about going to Nepal and working with kids in an area. So we're just trying to find where that might be and how that's all going to work out. And so you could pray with us on that. But yeah, they're doing great, and the students that have come are just wonderful. There's 5 girls and 1 guy, and they've just become part of our family and our community here. So yeah, they're doing great. They're actually away right now in Edinburgh at the Fringe Festival, which is one of the largest festivals in Scotland that happens every year. And they're kind of out on the streets every day, meeting people, working with our group of YWAMers in Edinburgh that have some creative ideas about ministering to people during the festival. So our group is over there helping in that initiative right now. We also are still doing our pig initiative, which is kind of an outreach to the center of town in Paisley. It's been really cool to see what's happening there. We're consistently there, and people come, and we're getting to know people. And this last time, even a couple churches came along and helped, which is very important to us because we feel like we're a hub of ministry, and we should be a connecting place for people and for churches. And so it's cool to see God bringing that about. But it was neat. So many people were sitting down and having conversations with the homeless people or the addicts, or just people that were walking through grabbing a sausage would sit down and chat for a bit. And so that's beginning to develop and grow. We're also continuing to do our Create initiative, which is basically an open mic night for teens to come and play music and hang out. And we've had several of those now, and the kids in town are getting to know us, and they look forward to coming, and we're starting to establish relationships with them. And this next couple of weeks, I have a few meetings with people from different churches and people that are helping out with Create to decide what the next step is for this. And we possibly are going to add some workshops for songwriting and lyrics and musicianship, and maybe even photography and different crafts and things, so that we can get into a more intimate setting with these guys and just get to hang out with them, get to know them, and love on them. Because we really feel like one of the biggest things that needs to happen in Paisley is that children and teens need fathers and mothers, need to be shown the way of God through day-to-day living. And so we're attempting to do that as we establish relationships with these guys. So just continue praying for these things. We don't want it to be about programs, even though we call it an initiative. We want it to be more about relationships. And so just continue to pray with us that God would use us to love these kids and show them the reality of who He is as we interact with them. Also, we have a lot going on this fall. I'm going to be traveling quite a bit, so I'd appreciate it if you just pray for that. I'm going to be away from Amy, and just for both of us to be able to be at peace and rest in God's strength, and for the different challenges that we'll face. So yeah, just keep us in your prayers. And again, I just say thank you for all of you, your continued support, whether it be through prayer or finances or just encouraging us. It's hard to believe we're into 3 years now in Scotland, and God is just continuing to bless and provide. And even though economic times are tough, and God has been faithful, and you have been such a blessing to us. So yeah, well, I just wanted to share a thought with you before I go. I think things are going well, and lots of good stuff happening. But I was really impacted by. I was reading in the Westminster pulpit by G. Campbell Morgan's kind of his teachings and sermons and things, and he was talking about the potter and the clay, and the clay being on the potter's wheel, and that concept. And it's interesting that that we tend to focus on the force of the potter's hand and the force of his will upon the vessel. And that's an important aspect. And, the sovereignty of God is an important thing as we look at, who God is. And then also not even putting Him in the box of sovereignty, because I think we have to be careful of isolating God to these boxes of man's depiction of who God is. And theology can sometimes control who God is instead of it being a tool to offer us a perspective of God. But I really liked his focus in this teaching on the creative aspect of God and the loving hands of the potter that is working out what is best for the vessel, not just because of power that God has, but of His genuine desire to have us formed by who He is, and then for us to portray the greatness and the creativity and the beauty of who He is, because people see the shaping that He has accomplished in our lives. And so that idea and that concept of the potter and the clay has really encouraged me to, when you view God that way, it's easier for us to submit to Him. Yes, we should fear God. Yes, we should respect Him. But there should also be this submission to Him, because we appreciate, we respect, we trust the love and the creativity and the beauty of who He is, and how He is wanting to pour that out into our lives through His shaping, through His loving hands. And so I've been trying to think and contemplate the loving hands of the carpenter, and as a balance of perspective in how we tend to usually look at that illustration. So I hope that thought encourages you and blesses you, and also just thank you for your love, for your friendship, for your support, and keep in touch, keep praying for us. And I guess we'll see you guys in a few months. We're already looking forward to that. So blessings, and talk to you soon.